Welcome back, everybody. Derrick Soo, your East Oakland advocate. Well, today I am going to talk about more survival tips while being homeless. And the problem with a lot of homelessness is that if you, it's very difficult to move stuff. And then when you're forced to move stuff, you have to leave things behind, unfortunately. For a lot of people, if you're growing vegetables, like tomatoes and squash and things, you end up leaving them behind. But today I'm going to talk about a way where you won't have to leave them behind. You can actually take them with you, and it's also lower maintenance. And what we're going to talk about is growing a garden. And what I'm doing is you buy the large stored heavy storage containers that are black color with a lid, and with that we're going to create a hydroponic garden. And the reason why, number one, it's easier to maintain, a whole lot less maintenance. In the event that you get evicted or you have to move, you simply dump the water out that's inside your tub, your growing tub, and you're able to take the vegetables with you regardless of what um, where they're at in their growth. And that hasn't been my problem, but I know that there are a lot of encampments where they we've seen we've seen lovely gardens, really nice gardens, nearing harvest and being destroyed by the city. So anyway, some real good um, hardy types of plants that are good. Number one, this is going to help supplement your food. During the summer, it gets kind of boring with the same vegetables and things. This creates some uh, variety. And with the tomatoes, uh, I got a 5-pack of tomatoes, and these are all heirloom tomatoes. I like the heirloom tomatoes because, number one, they look different. Number two, they're a whole lot sweeter. Some of them are sweet as taking a teaspoonful of sugar, and then they're big. Some of them grow really, really big. Um, so I'm going to show you what was in the pack that I had. Uh, and first off, there's Aunt Ruby's German green. So you see that one, and it states that this achieves 12 to 16 ounce fruit, and they will be green to a slight amber blush, and they soften as they ripen. So that's one of the specimens. This one is called Hillbilly. Hillbilly. This one has 1 to 2 pound fruit. So this is, like a beefsteak type of tomato, and the fruits have yellow with red marbling and sweet flavor. This is excellent for slicing. It's an indeterminate variety, and this one could grow really long and tall. It says that this variety produces vines 5 to 10 feet in length. So I'm going to be growing this in an upwards trellis. So I'm hoping that it uh, stays on the short side. Otherwise, it'll be taller in my home. But anyway, I'm growing these. I'm going to show you. I'm right now germinating the seeds. I'll show you what I'm doing. But anyway, there's also black rim or black crim. This one is a beefsteak style fruit, deep brown or purple color, uh, complex flavor with hints of salt and smoke. So very interesting there. That one I've got seeds germinating. Great white. This one, 1 to 2 pound fruits, creamy white with tropical melon-like flavor. So this is going to be interesting to have a tomato that tastes like melon. That's going to be interesting, and that's what I love about the heirlooms. It gives you such uh, incredible varieties, but you do have to order them. You're not going to find heirlooms uh, pre-grown and at your local gardening facility. You have to get the seeds, and you're going to have to get the seeds through a specialty supplier. But anyway, the last tomato that I'm working with is Cherokee Purple, famous for their complex flavor and dusky rose coloring. These large 4-inch 4-inch tomato are sweet, slightly smoky, and bursting with flavor. Short vined, indeterminate variety. So this is I like that. This is a short vine, so that means it's going to be about 3 feet, maybe going to 4 feet at the most, but should be at around the 3-foot range. And so germinating these seeds. Another one that also works out really well for uh, 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 the family or vegetables. Real easy to grow, squash, zucchini squash. Typically, you only need 2 plants, and it'll keep you busy. It'll supply a lot of fruit. And I'm going to, instead of having this cover the ground, I'm going to be growing it upwards in a trellis. And so this is something that's a little bit new. I'm trying something a little different to see, because growing it vertically, it says that there will be more fruit. And so I want to see if that's true or not. And then another addition that I have, uh, I'm going to be growing the snow peas, Chinese snow peas. And I remember growing these in the backyard, even in really, really poor conditions. These grow really well. And the thing is, with the snow peas, I will be growing this in potting soil. Uh, these, I'm going to also put some and try it in the hydroponic and see what happens. Also, something easy to grow, lettuce. You can grow a lot of lettuce real easy in a number of varieties. And then for those of you that do cook at home, uh, grow your own herbs, and then you can dry them in a dehydrator and save a whole lot of money. But all of this, while this costs some money and there's some investment, uh, you'll be able to save a tremendous amount of money growing it on your own. But anyway, getting back to the hydroponics side now. The hydroponics side, there's a what I'm using is a 20-gallon HDX heavy duty storage container. You can get them at your home improvement centers. Uh, I got 3 of them, and what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be using a hydroponic mix, which has 2 parts, and so and it gives you the formulations, the ratios. So what I'm going to be doing with mine, with this particular brand, uh, I'm going to have the 20-gallon filled to about 15 gallons. And that's going to give me an air gap. And then that air gap is this, because I'm going to be drilling holes on the top lid, dropping these into the container. And then I'm going to fill the container up until it's about an inch below the bottom of this. And so I have to measure out the water. Also, each time I put 5 gallons of water in, I'm going to be putting the mix into that. And so I anticipate at least 15 gallons going into a 20-gallon container. And that what that does, that sets everything up for the long term. And what I'm using is this, and as the growing uh, solid medium, and this is going to be above the water in a cage. And here's the cage. You can see that it's full of holes, and then I'm going to cut this block to fit this, and it's going to look like this. You see the hole in the center is filled in. That's where the germinated seeds are going to be inserted into this. And then all of this is going to be soaking wet. And then these are the wicks that go down into the water. But we're going to get all of the top medium wet first. We're going to soak all of this, everything, for about an hour in the fertilized water before we insert the seeds. And then once we insert the seeds, then they'll go into corresponding holes in the tops of the 20-gallon containers. And again, like I said, if you're demanded to move, simply dump the water. It's cheap, and it saves you a lot of weight. But you can grow a lot of different things, and how you germinate the seeds, what you want to do. What you don't want to use all your seeds all at once unless you're setting a really big garden. I'm not. And tomatoes, typically you only want no more than 4 or 5 vines. That's going to be more than enough tomatoes, but I plan on sharing them with my neighbors. So I'm growing additional tomatoes, and I want to see how this group of heirloom tomatoes work out, and also get the folks' opinion throughout the camp. Also, like I said, I'm going to be growing the Chinese snow peas, and so around August, everything's going to be really full here. And then I'm going to be growing at least 2, maybe 3 squash plants, because the zucchini squash, while it's real popular, may not be popular with other folks. But anyway, what I did last night, I started the germination process of seeds, and what I did, I'm working with the tomatoes first. And so what I did, I got a small piece of paper towel, counted out 8 seeds, 8 seeds, and put them in the paper towel, folded it up. Also, I marked them so that, put an identifier so I know what seeds are where, and I know what I'm planting in the ground. So this is what it looks like when it's all done. And this will stay wet until tomorrow, and then tomorrow I'll be inserting them into each one of these. And then tomorrow morning, I'm going to put this into a solution in a bowl. And then that's what is going to pre-soak the nutrients. And that's what the seeds are going to rely on until the roots extend out of the bottom of the pot here. And there should be substantial root balls, because tomatoes are very thirsty, and they're very demanding on nutrients, especially to create the tomatoes. But this is what we're inserting. You can see, like I said, we filled the hole, but we're going to use a pair of tweezers like this, create a hole, and then gently insert the germinated seed into those holes. And we're going to put 3 seeds into this pot, and then out of that we'll see which is the most dominant plant, or the strongest growing plant. And depending on what's happening, this is a 4-inch basket, by the way, and there's different sizes for hydroponics: 2-inch, 3-inch, and 4-inch. I like the 4-inch because when things get really tall, even though they're being trellised, things have a way to tip and move around, and this being the widest moves the least, and it's also a pretty heavy plant, the tomatoes. So And if you have to move the lid or get into the formulation, the hydroponic water underneath, at least this will be fine, and you're not going to damage anything. So anyway, and like I said, I like the 4-inch, but for other my other things like herbs, uh, these here, the herb plants, I'm going to be using much smaller um, uh, cones. They're actually about 2 inches. They're the smallest ones, and then with that, I'll be able to grow fresh herbs and have them readily available. I'll be able to have a single 20-gallon storage container, and then just line the top with fresh herbs growing, and then have it available. And then once the herbs reach the peak, I can harvest those and then put it into a dehydrator, because I have electricity here because of my solar generator, and then dehydrate all of those herbs and have fresh herbs, fresher, much better than the stores, and have the nice aromatics going on here while things are dehydrating. But that's one of the things. Also, one of the reasons why I got this, I'm a pesto lover. If you love Italian pesto, and you want the freshest basil leaves, especially Italian basil leaves, that's what's in here. So I'm going to be growing especially the basil uh, for making my own fresh pesto sauce, because I love pesto sauce either on pasta. I love the pesto sauce on a pizza. You know, you put that in place of the red sauce, you put this green sauce, have chicken or ham. It's incredible. It's a whole different taste and a nice flavor. Plus, there's spearmint and a lot of other things that I can add into my tea, and then also herbs for cooking. So that's one way to save a whole lot of money and bring, even if you grow a lot, you may be able to make a little bit of money on the side, you know, selling it to the locals here who find out that you have fresh produce, and they can actually see where it comes from and how it's grown, because I'm going to be growing it right outside my door here. But anyway, uh, these will be ready tomorrow morning to put into the pots, and then you'll see how I align the pots, because I still got to cut the holes. Oh, and you're probably wondering, okay, where'd that cube go? How we get this square to fit into here? Well, hopefully you have a bread knife. That's all it takes, a bread knife or some long elongated. And what you're going to do is cut it just slightly smaller, or even if it's snug, it's fine. This is rock wool. It's a mineral um, uh, uh, growing medium, and so it won't mold. It's not going to do any harm. But one of the things that you have to do is fill in this big cavity, uh, and that's why. And this is what it looks like when it's filled in. And when I insert the seeds into that, uh, it'll it'll be fine. The roots will come right through. Actually, the roots will be penetrating all of this and growing down into the tank of the hydroponic mixture formula for the growing. And you're probably wondering, well, what are these funny little strings here? Well, before the roots reach that, this is how this wicks enough moisture and nutrients back up into the rock wool here, and that's how why you don't need to water it from above. You don't have to do any watering whatsoever, because the wicking right here creates more than enough moisture and nutrients up in here until the roots extend down into the growing of the hydroponic water. And as it drinks down, the roots continue to grow. And that's why this is one of the best ways to grow uh, food, especially if you're unhoused right now. This is one way that you can save your harvest and all your food. Thanks for joining me. Hope that helped you out.